Tamaki Amajiki going plus ultra 1,000,000%. Final form, it's over 9,000. Whew. I can only imagine his poor stomach right now. Like, what did this kid have to eat? What's up, it's Truth Hero, and welcome back to yet another fantastic chapter, Boku no Hero Academia chapter 361 of the manga. So, you know this one's got me excited. We'll discuss everything from Tenko Shimura and Shigaraki's troubling past with his friends, Nejire, Mirio, and the original Big Three plan for this battle, and of course, the man, the myth, the legend, Tamaki Amajiki, the kid whose quirk knows no limits. Let's dive in. Our chapter opens with Tenko surrounded by Shigaraki / All for One's hands, thinking about what Mirio said. Mi-kun and Tomo-chan always said I was kind, and Mon-chan, my dog, always loved taking walks. Of course I have friends. Of course I have friends, right? Right? Oh, that's right. I decayed them all. Now, I really feel bad for young Tenko. This is very tragic, and unfortunately for him and Japan and Hero Society in general, he does not in fact have any friends. One can only wonder that if someone, anyone besides All for One, just offered young Tenko a hand, could he have walked an entirely different path in life? One not of the villain, but even a hero, a complete 180 of what he is. It's just truly a tragic case, and it goes to show that sometimes all we need is just one friend. This is so tragic, in fact, that Mirio even apologizes to Tenko or Shigaraki because he realizes he's struck a nerve here. Mirio, don't do that. Keep mining this vein, okay? You clearly got under Shigaraki's skin. Continue to play these head games, because right now, this is the only advantage you or any other hero has against Shigaraki. Mirio comments again on just how strong Shigaraki's body is, as opposed to the hands that are flowing around him. This wave-infused punch that Mirio and Nejire executed perfectly barely left a scratch on Shigaraki's true corporal form, so perhaps this is another reason that the heroes need to use any advantage they can get, including head games. All for One then regains consciousness within Shigaraki, and although he and Tomura have fully merged, there is one entity inside them that is not yet fully integrated, and that is Tenko Shimura. Whoa. Are you thinking what I'm thinking? Are we on the same page here? Could this be the key to unraveling and undoing Shigaraki and All for One? All for One judges correctly that it's a huge waste of time to continue fighting Mirio, and he shifts his focus to pursuing Bakugo. Now, I understand his reasoning here. Yes, it is a big waste of time to fight a guy, Mirio, that you can't even touch. But is there another reason why All for One wants desperately here to shift Shigaraki's focus? If All for One can correctly sense that within Shigaraki exists a part of himself and his past that has not been fully integrated with them, which is Tenko, then All for One would definitely want to avoid bringing this up in battle and risking striking a nerve with Shigaraki. So perhaps All for One truly wants to avoid Mirio, since he's reminding Shigaraki of what friendship means and the friends that he had when he was younger. And I gotta say, if I was All for One, I'd want to do the same thing too. Look how bringing up friends and friendship and memories helps the heroes in battle. Just look at this chapter even, what happens with this flashback and how the Big Three are able to create this amazing moment that we'll talk about. If I was All for One, I would not want Shigaraki to remember anything outside of himself and, of course, me. Regardless of what Mirio and the Big Three do after this chapter, I want Mirio and all the heroes, frankly, to keep bringing this up. Remember back to a panel, I believe it was when Deku and Bakugo first fought Shigaraki and they almost got decayed, but Deku said that Shigaraki seemed like he was reaching out for help or wanting to be saved. If the memories of Tenko are unlocked, and the heroes keep bringing this up and reminding Shigaraki of something besides destroying it all, like friendship and his family, This could make Shigaraki doubt himself and doubt his plan, and this could work in the hero's favor. Perhaps Shigaraki, instead of trying to decay at all, would reach out one of those millions of hands for help. Could this be the key to Deku actually taking down and perhaps saving Shigaraki? Let me know down below in the comments. Does Tenko's memories open the door slightly to Deku not defeating Shigaraki, but saving him from All for One, and then finally defeating the Villain King? Whatever the heroes do, they need a plan, and they need one fast, because the original plan the Big Three had for taking down Shigaraki hasn't exactly worked out. And this is where we get our first flashback, Mirio's plan for the Big Three in this battle. The idea was that Tamaki and Nejire would first go on the offensive and distract Shigaraki, and then Mirio, with his unique quirk, would work against Shigaraki's hands, swoop in, and save Bakugo. Then, once Bakugo is saved, Mirio would attack to buy some time for the only one who could do any considerable amount of damage against Shigaraki. Sun Eater. What? That's right, my boy, Tamaki Amajiki, the one who eats the sun, has always been the key to defeating Shigaraki. At least for Mirio and the Big Three. We'll talk about Tamaki's amazing transformation in a second, but first, let's discuss some mental and emotional character development. Best Jeanist and Nejire team up to send some wave-laden pikes at Shigaraki / All for One, which he then blocks pretty much effortlessly with his thousands of hands. We then get the most important flashback of this chapter, Nejire's. Nejire's classmates used to think that she was arrogant since she has a very strong quirk and that she viewed them as inferior, so she didn't have many friends. But it was none other than Tamaki that got her to open up. And what did he do? Simple. Hey Nejire, who's your favorite hero? This is such a heartwarming flashback here, and a very nice parallel by Horikoshi. Just as Mirio once asked Tamaki, hey, what's your favorite hero? A subject he had confidence in to help him get over his fear and anxiety about being a new kid in school and talking to people. Tamaki does the same thing for Nejire, and through this friendship she learns that no one's opinion of your quirk and who you are matters. Just be yourself, care what your friends think, and be a good hero. And just think that when this is animated in the last season of My Hero Academia, we'll probably get a callback to when Mirio and Tamaki first met, and I for one am on board with as many young Tamaki flashbacks as we can get. Nejire says that she grew stronger just by getting to know Mirio and Tamaki, and that right now, it's her time to help them out. Nejire sends a huge energy wave towards Tamaki, who has constructed a giant cannon using animal and plant parts as he takes aim at Shigaraki. It really is now all up to Tamaki Amajiki, the man whose quirk is only limited by his imagination and what he eats for breakfast. Let's discuss. This truly is an amazing transformation by Tamaki, and the first question I have is the one that everyone probably has: how powerful is it? We see him charging it up with Nejire's waves, and perhaps he can put more firepower into it if Bakugo wants to get up and help him, but will it actually do damage against Shigaraki? Shigaraki, I'm sure he's full of surprises, he has plenty of tricks up his sleeve. Will this actually put a dent in Shigaraki's body? Tamaki has come a long way from only being able to produce a sprout from his hand to now being able to combine all of these elements at will. And the kicker is, they don't even have to be anatomically correct. We've seen Tamaki in the past using animal limbs and parts as his own or to do certain functions, like tentacles from his fingers to capture villains, as tentacles are good at grasping things. But here he's able to freely combine the animal and plant parts into a huge construct that you wouldn't see in nature. And I think that's what's so important about this breakthrough for Tamaki. His quirk is closer to Shigaraki's evolution than it is version 1 shy boy with a manifest quirk. Now he's only limited by his imagination and of course the variety and amount of things he's consumed. While I love this canon idea and I'm an eternal fan of Tamaki, he does have to realize he has this limitation. He can't just keep eating on the battlefield. It doesn't work like that. He is limited. I'm guessing he can't just make these cannons over and over again. So, that being said, he really only has one shot here. The good news is, despite these limitations, he's got friends and heroes to help him out. So perhaps Best Jeanist could hold Shigaraki in position with his cables, or maybe even Mirio could hold Shigaraki and then just go invulnerable by the time the blast hits with the cannon. Although for Mirio's sake, it's probably not a good idea to hold Shigaraki for any length of time in your solid form. Maybe Nejire and Bakugo could shoot waves and explosions at Shigaraki to lure him into position so that Tamaki can have an easier time firing. And I would be completely on board if Bakugo wants to take a howitzer and put it right in the back of that cannon. Let's all work together to get a huge hit on Shigaraki. That's at least how I would do it if I was the heroes. But I want to know what you guys think. Let me know down below in the comments. How would you help Tamaki aim this cannon at Shigaraki? And what do you think of Tamaki Amajiki's impressive new power? Love to hear your theories. If you guys like My Hero Academia content and these chapter reviews, consider enrolling at UA today by subscribing. And until next time, no limits plus alt.